Why do we use a mobile phone? Because we have the ability to talk and we wanted to enhance our experience at a higher speed, and we wanted to deliver a message to somebody who's sitting 1,000 miles away. In the same way, when we talk about a motorcycle or a car, why actually we invented these appliances to make our life easy. And when we say the make our life easy, make the businesses run easily at a faster speed, it's all about enhancing what we have already got from the nature, or what human already built in their prehistoric stages, or in the past. Whatever we have received from the generation as a transformation, we just wanted to enhance that to ensure the businesses that we are doing it run at a faster speed, availability, the performance of any appliances get to a speed where everybody gets benefited, because there's a limit associated to everything. If I talk about myself, what is my limit in terms of running? And if I talk about somebody else who's the professional runner, he might have enhanced his skills in running faster than me. So that is one aspect. So there is a limitation. Hello and welcome to another episode of Growth and Development. In last episode, I talked about how the change is happening, and at a speed the change is happening, it is making few people, or the majority of the people in society at an organizational level, incapable to get along with that change. And I just try to give some recommendation what we can do to get along with this change. In today's topic, I will be talking about cloud computing process, precisely how cloud computing become so successful that every organization is opting for cloud computing. They are migrating their application. Many of my customers have migrated or in a process of migration to cloud. What is making them feel so comfortable? The organization, the customer who were very finicky, very concerned about security, their information, application to sustain their into their own data center, which is built on top of high cost, the cost of procurement, the cost of deployment, the cost of configuration, the cost of maintaining the infrastructure, upgrade and all that, vulnerability, everything. We know, we all have worked 10, 12 years, we know Nexus, we know how the server works. So all this stuff, there were lots of capital and investment was there, but still, even after spending too much of amount, the speed, scalability, agility was not achievable up to that mark. What was the expectation? Because today everything is becoming application centric. Earlier it was a networking which played an important role. Now we have to focus on the application and the requirement of the application. When I talk about application, no matter whether you talk about a large enterprise, small enterprise, it's all about communication from one source to the destination, from user machine to the server. And when we say, when a user trying to communicate to the server, downloading a file or fetching some information, data, the three things come into the picture. So that's what I'm trying to bring, what made cloud computing so successful. What are two basic functionality which actually got enhanced and became the basis of cloud computing? The number one is the speed, that I'm going to talk about in detail, how the speed played an important role. When I say the speed, it's the internet which is becoming more and more reliable with the introduction of fiber optic. The signals are running at a speed of light, and if you are a science student, the light travel at a speed of 3 into 10 to the power 8. But yes, it's a 70% what we have achieved through the fiber optic cables. There are certain limitation over there, but it's still, that's a huge success, I would say, that made cloud computing a success. That is speed and reliability. MPLS, no wonder, has given reliability and availability of 99%, but there was too much cost involved. But with multiple internet links, you can you can bundle them together and use SD-WAN technology, and you can go to cloud. You can use multi-cloud, multi-tenant infrastructure. You can own your own private cloud. But life has become very easy in terms of uh, CEO perspective, CTO perspective, but still there are challenges for people who are working in the data centers. Is the job opportunities going away for them? What are the new alternative these people can adopt? So the cloud computing is the option they should learn. I myself have gone for AWS and Azure uh, networking solution and all those. I have studied and gone for certification, cloud practitioner for AWS and AZ700 for Microsoft. But I was talking about what made cloud computing successful. There's one thing was speed, fiber optic, internet reliability. The second or foremost thing was virtualization. The virtualization and internet reliability together made cloud computing possible, very much possible, and made a success to it. Because earlier, when you talk about hosting an application, you would require a bunch of servers, then load balancer, and then you require database, and then several other things that I could talk about other than having a private network. But now, with the help of cloud computing, what you need is pay as you go model, OPEX, operational expenditure. Whatever you use, you pay for it as a monthly utility bill. You use electricity at your home and you pay a monthly bill. So whatever you use comes in, you pay for it. Whether you want to use a virtual machine, you want to run your own application the way you want, the choices yours, what type of you know language you're going to use, coding, everything is there are lots of flavors available in cloud computing that I think I've already talked about. Infrastructures as a services, platform as a services, but you're not worried about procurement, maintenance, deployment, configuration of storage and hardware, even the underlying network infrastructure. What you worry about in case of infrastructure as a service is just the operating system, what you have to choose, whether Windows or Linux. All sort of options are available. How many instances that you want to run. It's everything becoming software as a services. You just want to use an application, you just want to develop an application, or you want to do some multiple tasks on an operating system. So all these things have become possible only due to virtualization and internet speed. Now let's talk about internet speed. Why I focus too much on the internet speed? Because when a user communicate from the laptop to the server or a computer to the server, what happens in between? There are three types of delays that come into the picture. The first is transmission delay. In the transmission of a packet, I should tell you, when I'm talking about the packet, because the communication happens on the basis of IP addresses. And when we talk about IP addresses, it's all about a packet and encapsulation sort of stuff. So when computer or end user, type anything to request for a file or want to update a file, this information travels in form of packets to the destination, between source and destination, between client and server. So the packet from the user machine get onto the exit link where through which it has to travel. It's a kind of transmission delay. So the length of the packet, the bandwidth, that's all makes an important role over there. And then comes the propagation. From the time the packet is on the exit interface, goes or reaches to the destination. It does not reach the destination yet. The lots of travel, distance, and all that comes into the picture. So earlier we used to have DSL, the copper cable. That was a trouble. We were not able to achieve the higher speed. Now with the introduction of fiber optic, we are able to achieve a speed where the signal runs at a speed of light, 70% at a light speed, 3 into 10 to the power 8. So that propagation delay, the distance divided by velocity. The velocity is playing the important role. The signals, the packets are not getting discarded or trembled because of the distance. Even the higher distance, the speed is it's in terabytes these days. And now the scientists are still searching, still doing a research to make sure that it runs at exactly matches the speed of a light. Think about that. In sitting with the help of your mobile phone, you can do everything. Now, when I say talk about a mobile phone, your mobile phone has a bunch of application. Few are official, few are not unofficial. So you have Office 365 running on your mobile phone. You have Outlook, you have Teams. Everything is on your mobile phone itself. So it's not only the laptop. There are multiple things: laptops, iPads, mobile phones, smartphones, all connecting to the data center, to internet, to the Microsoft data center Azure, to access the information, to access the email, to communicate with the people. So my idea was to give you a heads up today what actually made the cloud computing so pervasive. It becomes so pervasive because of these two things: the speed of the internet and the virtualization. And moreover, this solution is scalable, zero touch provisioning, they call it. When they talk about, there's very less and less time in provisioning your services. Elasticity is there. You can scale down, scale up depending upon your choice. And the return on investment, what you invest, you get a higher return on it, because it's not like the capital expenditure. You spend more and get very less result. Performance, availability, fault isolation, management is becoming easy. And you can focus on the other part. You can focus on suppose you are running a pharmaceutical company. You don't have to worry about talking to your IT infrastructure, IT team, to whether the electricity is required, AC is required, all lots of physical security is required to maintain the data center. It's all done by third party, and you are just questioning them. There are several types of supports available depending upon your pocket, what sort of support you want to take, what sort of service you want to take. There are lots of SLAs available. They're even giving the assurance of 99.999% guarantee to deliver the services depending upon your pocket, what the investment you want to do, the amount you want to pay. So that kind of flexibility, that kind of feasibility the cloud computing is giving, and it is becoming possible only due to virtualization and internet speed. So I want to cut the story short. The takeaway is just that all these things are happening: the automation, the cloud computing, the SD-WAN, centralization. It's just to ease the management, reduce the cost, increase the performance, and increase the availability also. Thank you so much for watching me again. I'll be meeting you in next Sunday also. There I will be talking about the Zscaler security, because the security also plays an important role. This is the third, which I missed out. Because if there is no security in the cloud, the enterprises will feel nervous actually to move to the cloud. So somebody is also there with their cloud umbrella, with their umbrella of security to protect the application, to ensure there's no man in the middle attack, there's no DDoS attack, there's no any sort of vulnerability to your network. So somebody as a Zscaler provider, Zscaler security is also there in the cloud. So you're getting everything in the cloud. You're getting network, storage, compute services. You're getting security at a higher speed, high availability, high performance. So why would you invest money on setting up your own data center? So let's go ahead and migrate your application to cloud. And which cloud you want to choose? AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud, or some local providers that I've already talked about. AWS is at the top in the market because they are in the business since 2006. And Microsoft started in 2010, Google Cloud recently, but 30, 20, and 10% shares are there in if I talk about the market capture. Services perspective, Microsoft, Azure, there are few things, wonderful services provided by Azure, like SaaS. I myself using Office 365, so there is no match with other cloud vendors. But few applications, few services are wonderful, like EC2 from Amazon. So people are opting for multi-cloud, techniques, multi-cloud strategies, which is a wonderful idea. Even they're not getting rid of their MPLS. Also, there are certain applications which is still require some sort of sensitive information. They don't want to move right now, but they will be moving in the future. As I said, when the fiber optic connectivity matches the light speed, they might be moving. Or the security, I don't think there is any security challenge with the help of Zscaler. And even the Cisco has started giving the zone-based firewall along with their SD-WAN with Elasticity. So security problem has been solved, speed problem has been solved, fault isolation trouble has been solved, the issue has been solved, everything has been solved. Why would you not move to cloud? It's a time to move on the cloud. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.